What's up, y'all? Josh Newton here. Excited to give you another video today. Today I already made my smoothie, got it pre-made for you, so I don't take all day doing that. I'll go ahead and give you the recipe for that. I put 2 leaves of kale, a half a large carrot. You know, you slice that up good when you put it in there so it don't take too much room. 4 small slices of cucumber, a half cup of blueberries, a half cup of raspberries, half cup of blackberries, 2 to 3 tablespoons of Goji Berries, half a scoop of protein powder here, and 1 tablespoon of flax seed, and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Now I sweetened mine with stevia. However, you know, if you're not worried about calories, you can, you know, use honey. I mean, even if you are worried about calories, honey is not a bad option. It's great for you. But although I would not buy the clear honey, I would buy the raw unpasteurized honey, because that's the raw unpasteurized honey has all the maximum amount of nutrients in it. Once it's pasteurized and heated past 117 degrees, you know, basically all the nutrients are heated out of it, and you're not getting that when you're drinking it. So, and that's what I'm going to say about, you know, about eating raw and this revolution that I found, you know, is that once you heat food past 117 degrees, you're killing the nutritional value. It doesn't have, you know, all the enzymes that are good for you inside of it. You know, you're ruining your food. Now, I'm not like 100% raw, so I can't be, you know, say that I'm, you know, perfect or by any means. But as long as you increase your daily values of all these things, then that's great. That's a step in the right direction, you know. And the further I go, the more raw I'm becoming, and I'm liking it. You know, it's making me feel better. So, you know, let's take it a step at a time and work towards that. Now, when you're eating raw vegetables and raw fruit, you're getting the highest nutritional value, like I said, and you're not getting all the calories, because, you know, these raw foods are typically lower in calories than your typical, you know, foods that you cook, your hamburgers and, you know, your French fries. You add all the oils in, you add, you know, all the fat, nasty, you know, greasy stuff. You know, you got to cut that stuff out and get if you want, you know, with your fat, you need to have your omega-3s and omega-6. You know, your flax seeds, your nuts. That's where you're going to get your fats from, and those are the healthy fats. This is how I've been doing my. I didn't talk about this a lot yesterday. This is how I've been doing my smoothies. I've been basically, this is how I do it. Now, the Nutribullet has a plan in the book that comes along with it. I don't follow that plan. I'm following my own plan, and here's how I do it. When I wake up in the morning, I have a smoothie for breakfast. You know, typically a energy boosting smoothie. It's something to get me going during the day. Then I'll have a snack. What I've been doing lately is I've been using this protein powder and some raw oats, and you know, making protein bars. So that I'll show you on another show. So what I'll do is a smoothie in the morning, I'll have a snack, and then a smoothie for lunch, another snack, I'll have dinner, then another snack, and then at night I want to tell you about this. This is awesome right here. Almond milk. 30 calories, unsweetened. You don't get the sweetened kind, and you can either get it has a vanilla flavor, or you can get the plain. I like to get the plain because sometimes I like to add it to different stuff, maybe, you know, and I don't want to, you know, always have that vanilla flavor in there. So I can always, you know, add the vanilla flavor if I want to myself. So I just get the plain kind. 30 calories, like I said before, you know, when I wasn't dieting and I wasn't eating healthy, I would always, a lot of times, eat a bowl of cereal or drink milk before I go to bed, because it makes me my stomach feel good, and it helps me go to sleep. Well, with this, I can do that same thing, but I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to feel guilty about it. I'm only consuming 30 calories for 1 cup compared to, you know, typically 80 or 90 for just skim milk alone. And that's another thing I want to talk about is dairy. Dairy's very bad for you. Scientists and doctors have done studies and found that by consuming dairy, that you increase your chance of getting cancer and other diseases like diabetes and, you know, just many other diseases. They did this, you know, by studying, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you want to watch a good movie to describe exactly what I'm talking about here, watch Forks Over Knives. It's on Netflix. I do believe it's still on Netflix. You can watch that. It'll tell you more about how, you know, you'll understand more about how dairy is so bad for you. We're the only animal in existence that drinks dairy after being a child. So it's not normal to drink another animal's secretions. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now. It's bad for you. It's one of the I believe it's one of the leading causes of disease, you know. So with that, you know, that's just the way I feel. Like the study that they did on dairy, basically they had, you know, they were studying on mice. They fed mice, you know, they had one mouse that they fed 20% dairy diet. They had one mouse that they fed a 5% dairy diet. Well, what they noticed is that the cancer carcinogens in the mouse that they were feeding the dairy to, the higher amount of dairy to, was increasing greatly, and then the number of carcinogens of the mouse that was getting the 5% dairy diet were decreasing rapidly. So that is a direct correlation between cancer and dairy. So with you knowing that, that should be a great reason not to, you know. And also, I mean, this stuff is better than milk. I mean, I used to drink skim milk, and this stuff just blows skim milk out of the water. It's just delicious, has a nice nutty flavor. You know, it's the real deal. I can't say it any other way. Also, I want to make sure, you know, when you're making your smoothies, you're also, you know, putting your omega-3s in, you know, getting your fats, because that's very important to your diet too, and also your protein. Like, I add protein to my smoothies sometimes I don't. If I don't, I try to have my snack with some protein in it. Now, I am calorie conscious. You know, I know it sounds like I'm eating a lot when I'm saying smoothie snack, dinner snack, almond milk. I am very calorie conscious, alright? I base my diet, you know, right now I'm eating under 2,000 calories a day, you know, and I'm just eating the right foods. And that's all that matters, and that's how you're going to burn your fat off. That's how you're going to get healthy. That's how you're going to feel great. You're going to raise your energy levels. You're just going to feel like taking on the day. So, with that being said, that's all I have for today. But, you know, like I said, in the future, I'm going to talk more about food addiction and how, you know, that's another thing is that when you first start, you know, this kind of a diet, you're going to miss cooked food. I ain't gonna lie. And at first I thought I was starving myself, and it was, but then I realized I'm not hungry. This is not hunger. This is actually what this is my body withdrawing from the bad things that I was eating before. It's very addictive. Everything's addictive in life. That's something I'm gonna discuss in my next video also, or, you know, ones to come. Oh, sorry about that. I ran out of time on my camera. That allows me to record, you know, 10-minute segments. But anyway, yeah, I went ahead and blended up my smoothie, drank a little bit of it. Man, this is delicious. I can't, you know, say how good this is. But, you know, like I said before, you know, I'll see you next time. and I got a lot more to come in the future, so please subscribe and like. Thank you very much.